Hi guys, I'm Tanya and welcome back to my channel, The Donkey Business. This is a video that I have been waiting to talk about. Yesterday, I watched a new film which is directed by Jeetu Madhavan and has an incredible cast that I'm going to be talking about. But to tell you what I am talking about today, I'm talking about a Malayalam film. It's a horror comedy movie called Romancham, which is currently streaming on Disney Plus Hotstar. After watching the trailer, I was super excited to watch the movie, and I was like, this is going to be a very entertaining and a very different genre and story that we have probably not watched since a very long time and had a great laugh. So I went in with those expectations. Also, a lot of people had hyped the film and said that the film is so good and they're waiting for it and it's doing incredibly well. And I was very excited for the movie. So now that I'm going to talk about what I felt about the movie, I'm going to talk about the good parts and the things that I did not like. So stay tuned and please do not hate me. So first, let's talk about what is the story of the film. The movie is about 7 men who are living in one apartment, out of which there's only one guy who's actually working and has his own space and room, and the other 6 guys are struggling with almost everything in their life and they live together. The house is a proper bachelorette pad, which is like super messy and not well kept, and everyone is doing their own thing and struggling in their own stuff. So when you're watching the movie, you're just like, oh my god. So I really like the parts that the director created in this, like keeping the house untidy, using the pot, like the flush pot, you know, to keep rice and stuff like that. Those things were really funny, and like the chemistry between and among the boys was really nice. And then the movie is basically about two guys actually, who try to fool all the other men and do this entire Ujabod thing where they call a spirit. And the spirit's name is Anamika, and they start talking to her. So first it starts as a joke, and then it turns out to be a very serious situation where the entire village gets into this whole Ujabod thing and starts asking stupid to really important questions to Anamika, and Anamika actually becomes their friend, and then it turns into this entire dramatic, hilarious situation, and that's what the movie is about. The movie is definitely very interesting and has a lot to offer to the audience. The entire runtime of the movie is around 2 hours and 15 minutes or something, and I had a huge problem with the runtime of the movie. Like, the cast of the film is amazing. There's Shobin Sahir, Arjun Ashokan, Chemban Vinod Jose, Sajan Gopu, Siju Sunny, Afzal, Abin Binu, Jagdish Kumar, etc. And I think that the film has really good actors who have all done an incredible job. The movie starts off very slow, but because I knew that there is something great going to happen, I kind of kept through the film, where if I was just a normal person who was watching the movie, probably I would have given up and I'd be like, yeah, whatever, I'm not interested in watching it. So the first 20 minutes or like 30 minutes actually was too much for character introduction, and it became a little stretchy. It could, I think, been cut into like 15 minutes or like 10 minutes and gotten straight to the point, because the whole Anamika scene was hilarious. I was watching it with my mom, and both of us were also calling her Anamika. We were really excited when Anamika was coming, and you know, like her presence, even we felt that, oh my god, Anamika is such a character. And you know, she's also like naughty and stuff like that. She's also playing around with them. That was really interesting. I loved that. I loved the funny parts. I love what they did with the whole Anamika and Ujabod thing. I loved how they did the whole carom board thing. That was amazing. I think I loved the funny parts in the middle where, you know, like the whole village got into it and all of that. And then when she said that someone is going to die today, it's going to be Matthew, that was also hilarious. It was amazing. It was like a new plot twist, but then nothing happened with it, you know. I mean, like, I expected that, oh my god, now it's going to get really, they're going to add new things in the film and it's going to be great, and maybe the story is going to twist and turn now. But then it didn't really, and I was a bit disappointed with that because it didn't have that much impact on the story. And then for me, it again dropped down to a level where I was like, okay, now what's happening? Why is the edit so bad, and why is it not working for me, and why is it becoming boring? Why am I losing my interest? Why is it not okay? Then when the new guy comes into the script, and you know, like, he is, I don't want to give spoilers of who he is and what he's doing, but his part was also interesting when they added it, and he's like, he knows what happened to Namika, he is somewhere related to it. That was also an interesting part. But again, it did not really work for me because I think that he kind of lost in what he was trying to show. There were like 2-3 stories going on parallelly, and that did not work for me that much. The movie was a 50-50% for me. At some parts it was hilarious, but at most parts I was losing my attention. That's what I thought about the direction, writing and editing. I was not the biggest fan of it at all. Apart from that, I think the acting was incredible. All the actors have performed so well. Their chemistry was great. Their one-liners were amazing. It was in Malayalam and I was reading it in English, but it was funny. Their comic timing was amazing. It was on point. They were giving it to each other. I loved how every character had their own personality. I loved how like the film was shaping with all the characters. It was hilarious, and all the actors I think have performed very well. Talking about the music and the BGM, I think the music and the BGM was amazing. I really loved it. Like the trance music that he gave, and also like the peppy music, the trippy music, then the emotional music. It was amazing. It was totally going with the vibe of the film, with the characters, and like the swag music that he used was great. I had no problem with that as well. The only thing that I did not like about the film was the direction. The direction was actually fine. I was not the biggest fan of the writing. It was a 2-hour 15-minute film, which is honestly a bit short when it comes to Malayalam cinema, because we're so used to watching a 3-hour movie. But this could easily be a 1.5-hour film, so crisp, so well edited, and all of us glued at the screen. I just felt my attention going and coming throughout. However, the end of the film was interesting. I don't want to talk much about it because I don't want to give spoilers. Obviously, we all are aware that a part 2 is going to come. I kind of get an idea what the part 2 could kind of be, what it would be revolving around, but I just hope that they don't make it stretchy and boring, because for me, this one kind of was stretchy. I wouldn't call it entirely boring, but at some points I was a bit bored. However, Anamika's presence was very well shown in the film, and that's something I loved, and that is something that I think was creative and a very good way of showing it. I do recommend this film, but I'm a bit disappointed. I feel that it is a bit overhyped, because I only read good reviews about it. People were just raving about the film, and I really thought it's going to be like a perfect horror drama genre film coming from the Malayalam industry. But honestly, I'm not very happy about the film. I know that a lot of you guys might not agree with what I'm saying, but this is what I thought about it. Let's discuss the movie in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching my video.